Welcome to Broad Ideas.
Whoa, that was serious.
I know, I did it on purpose.
We got a serious one today.
Peter Weber joins us today from Bachelorette and Bachelor fame and Traitors.
But yeah, more importantly, from Traitors.
Traitors. Everyone loves that show.
I love Traitors.
You watch it?
Oh, yeah.
So you know Peter from Traitors.
I only know him from Traitors, yes.
I know. But I heard he was like, I want to say he was good on it, but it's like, I don't know if that's like the right way to describe it.
I honestly wasn't even rooting for him on that.
Peter, plug your ears. Really?
I was rooting the Survivor people.
Because you know Survivor. You love Survivor. That's the show you want to go on.
There was Survivor.
A reality show.
No, I don't. But there were Survivor and Challenge people on it that I was rooting for.
Did they win?
Yes.
Oh, it's already out, so it's not a spoiler alert.
It's a spoiler, but...
Okay, so spoiler alert, it's already aired, so it's out there. People know who won.
Yes.
Okay. His
season 1, yes.
He was in season 1.
Yes.
Got it. Copy.
But I've also watched the Australian one.
This is so
How
weird.
Do you have more hours in the day than the rest of us?
Did we not know this?
I think I've told you. We could probably rewind to a post where I said you guys should watch Traitors. And
Never.
Oh, that sounds kind of... Because I know someone was like, watch Traitors.
It was me.
Oh. It was me.
That's funny.
All right, well, let's
talk to Peter.
All right, let's talk to Peter.
You guys, my glasses are turning into sunglasses because it's like...
Oh my God.
Where they're starting to tint. I love it.
We have a thing. We make fun of her all the time because she has transitional lenses.
I'm kind of jealous. Those are cool.
Thank you,
Peter. There you go. You have your one cool vote.
I got a fan.
Peter, it is so nice to meet you.
It's so nice to meet you. Thank you for having me on.
Thanks for coming on. And this is my bestie, Olivia, who I do the podcast with.
What's going on, Olivia? Pleasure.
So much going on.
Love the glasses.
Thank you
Great
so
look.
much. I
Such a vibe.
appreciate it. One for my team.
Hey.
There you go. 1 to 50. Okay. So wait, you said you're in New York. Do you live in New York?
Yeah, I am in New York City in Flatiron. It is a sauna here. If you haven't heard yet, but loving every second. I've been here for like three and a half years. I came from LA, but I'm in New York now.
Yeah. Well, did you grow up in LA? Aren't you from
Westlake?
LA or like Westlake
yes.
or?
Yeah, grew up out in Gore Hills, Westlake. Moved out there when I was like 12. I kind of been all over. I was born in Virginia, then down to Florida, but then grew up for the most part out in LA from like 12 on to I was 29 when I came out to New York City. I made it a goal when I turned 20 that I would live in New York City before I left my 20s, and I made it by 6 months. So, yeah. Wow.
I'm really impressed and honestly a little envious. I feel like I've always wanted to live in New York and I never have.
You never did it. Yeah,
No.
I recommend it to everyone. It's been the most incredible experience. It's probably my last year, probably heading back to LA just because all my family's back there. So originally it was supposed to be like a year or two kind of experience, and then I just couldn't leave. But I think it's getting time now to get back.
Oh, really? Like move back? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. I think full time, kind of like put like roots down there and everything, and just super close to my family. So I don't see myself long term being, coast to coast away from them. But
right. That's a thing.
Yeah.
For sure.
Also, the 20s is when you should do New York.
Right.
Oh, yeah. For sure. I mean, I'm kind of aged out now. I'm 32 now, about to be 33.
Oh my God, you're so old. Your birthday's coming up. I was looking at you.
We know everything about you already.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
boy.
basically,
Check out my horoscope.
Quiz us.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, we're going to talk for you. But I know you're close to your family because I did watch The Bachelor and The Bachelorette. Like I watched your seasons. I have the worst memory just in the world, but I do know The Bachelor. Yeah, and I watched your first season with Hannah, and Hannah was on the podcast too. Remember Hannah?
Oh, very cool.
Yeah.
Do I remember Hannah?
No.
Yeah, do you?
She's asking
I don't know if
me.
you remember Hannah.
I think I do. Hannah Brown, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Alabama girl.
I hope you do, because you're
Jogging
very
the memory.
familiar.
Good stuff.
Yeah, Peter was infamous for some things on his season. But anyway.
Oh boy, we're going there. Yep.
Oh, I like to go there, Peter. I have no filter.
I'm gonna really start
Olivia's
sweating
like,
now. Perfect.
What
yeah,
was he
you might want
infamous
to turn your
for,
air back
Rachel?
on. Oh, I believe it was the night of 3 times. Am I correct, Peter?
Four
Four.
for speaking facts. Might as well just own it.
4 times
With
in the
Hannah?
fantasy suites. Yes, in the fantasy suites, Olivia.
Good
so that's
for
the night
you.
they get to spend the night together. The night of 4 times.
Yeah.
That probably did that worked out well for you. I bet that being put out there.
You know what? I think the stamina helped me out. It ended up working out long run. So yeah, I had no idea that would get blasted the way it did. But what are you gonna do?
Yeah, it sure did. And I don't think anyone's done it since. So congratulations.
But you
No
didn't
one's
end up
attempted it, yeah.
together.
Crazy, right?
Yeah.
I know.
So
Yeah.
what happened
You
there?
did-
It was-
'Cause I've never watched The Bachelor. I need to
She's not-
get a
she's-
life.
no.
I know.
Never watched an episode.
No.
Wow, that's
no.
awesome.
No,
Good
I
for you.
wanted to
I,
before talking to you, but this was very last minute. Otherwise, I would have watched your whole season.
oh no, you don't have to do that. It's okay.
Wait, have I? I don't think
Sure.
so. So what happened? You do it 4 times and then she's like, peace, I'm going to go a different direction.
Yeah, wow, I haven't really talked through this in a while, but essentially it was so yeah, you kind of get to a point. You get to a point where it's fantasy suites, right? Where it's you can elect if you guys both want, you can take your relationships to the next level. And we were in Greece, and they put us in a windmill, and beautiful, very very romantic. Set the mood very well. Had chocolate covered strawberries and champagne, and had a great day before, or like sailing on this pirate ship. So it was a cool day in general. I think I was the first guy. Yeah, she had 4 guys, right, that season. It was different. Normally it's 3. I was the first of 4. And yeah, we
you
had a
set
good
the
time.
tone. Wait, you were the first night? You were first fantasy suite?
I was first one, yeah.
No wonder.
Yeah.
You're like, let
So then I
me-
was like, did she just forget? Like I was just too early, and then like she got to see everyone else. I'm kidding.
But then did she
I'm kidding.
do the fantasy suite with all 4?
No, technically no. There was like a little bit of drama. One guy, to be honest, it all came out because like, there was one bit of drama with one guy who didn't necessarily approve of her doing that. And then it was this cool woman empowerment, action of her just be like, no, like I'm proud of what I did and you can't shame me for it kind of thing. And so that's why this was never supposed to come out, right? This was kind of private. And then that brought it all out. And then of course we're on live TV, like at one of the AFR, the reunion episode, or not the reunion, the finale episode. And then she divulged some more details there in front of like my family and all. It was just weird. But yeah.
I love her.
I was red and sweating. It was uncomfortable, but
I
gotta
love
own
it.
it.
You got to own it.
Are you still friends?
That takes a lot.
Not really. No. We don't talk. Cordial, I get. If I saw her, I'd, give her a big hug and say hi. But yeah, we don't keep in communication. She's in I think she's engaged now, if not
Right, yeah.
married.
Yeah.
So
She was, yeah.
Are you still in your relationship?
no. I am. Yeah, I'm
Wait,
single.
which one? Which one are you referring to, Olivia? What do you know?
one,
that I
Yeah,
don't?
which one are
the
you?
real estate broker your mom was a real estate broker. The girlfriend was a lawyer?
Oh yeah. That's Kelly was my last
Oh,
relationship.
Kelly
and
was on the show, Olivia.
Okay.
Oh, no way. Okay.
No,
What?
not
No,
our
on
show.
your
Kelda.
show. On yours.
Oh, I thought you meant your show.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, she's on mine too.
No, I know. I said that's confusing because I said,
Yeah, I met. That was a whole. I didn't do things the normal way in that show. It was very like A to Z to X to B back to T. I was confused.
I loved that you and Kelly, you guys had met. I want to say at the 4 Seasons in Westlake. Is that right?
Yeah.
Am I getting that right?
Yeah.
Why do I
that's
remember that random?
great
But it was just
memory.
you guys like happened to meet before the show. So
That's why for me, I was like, "This is a weird thing, a fate going on.
Yeah.
Like, there's like some higher power, kind of like trying to bring us together." And I definitely bought into that. It was cool. Yeah, I was actually at my 10-year high school reunion. We had gone to the after party at the 4 Seasons in Westlake. There, I was just leaving with a group of my close friends. As we're walking out, she's walking in with her close friends, and they had been at a wedding that night. and the wedding party was staying there. So she was coming in, and she stopped me and introduced herself. And and then we ended up going back into the bar to go talk. I was like, wait, this girl's really cool. And but also like knew what was coming. And I never confirmed it with her, but she could kind of tell. And anyways, went back, had a really good conversation. Didn't get her number or anything. I was like, all right, if it's going to happen, it's going to happen. Gave her a hug goodbye. And then I saw her on that night one at the show. So it's kind of crazy.
So crazy.
Nuts.
Yeah.
A little serendipitous, but it was cool. It was a unique
It was
way.
cool. But then he didn't pick her, Olivia, on the season, just so you know.
You didn't pick her, but then you ended
Yeah.
up with her, right?
Then I ended up with her.
Dude, us
Like I
humans
said, A
are
to Z to
complicated.
Yeah. It's very complicated. It's a whole story. But then you
That's
broke
why I've
up and
been
then you
single for
guys
so
got back
long.
together. That's why you've been single for so long.
Yeah, trying to figure it out. We broke up. Well, no, so we got together. We did like the COVID relationship, right?
Mhm.
Where right when my season ended, it kind of like put us into COVID, and I think I got blamed for that. Like it was just horrible timing. But then we went into COVID, and then I went out to Chicago. I kind of got released, if you will, kind of thing from my flying duties. We were flying obviously during that time, so I had a bunch of time off. Moved in with her in Chicago, and so that kind of sped up the relationship. And then dated for I think almost like a year, and then we were gonna move to New York together. That ended up not working out. We split, but then we gave it one more shot, like after about 8 months off, and then broke up one final time. But still great relationship. Like really really grateful and thankful for that time with her. No complaints.
Yeah, that's good.
So someone just asked that this morning. I was listening to the radio, and they're like, why is it that we break up and get back together so much as people? And I was going back through my memories. I'm like, how many times have you just broken up and that's it?
That's rare for me.
Right?
Yeah. It's a good question. Why is that? Is that like a level of toxicity? Is it a level of just like attachment or holding on or not wanting? I don't know. That's a good question.
Isn't it a
But-
good question?
Yeah.
I was like, and also, why is it? So you break up, you get back together. And
Mhm.
then I think you experience that newness again, which is exciting. And then
Yep.
all the reasons you broke up come back, right?
Ultimately, yeah, from my experience, that's always been the case. But yeah, you're right that you break up for enough time and then you obviously allow those, you forget those a little bit and then you get back in that sense. Like for me, I'm like, so I gravitate so much towards peace. And like when I find peace with like a girl, like that's I give it my all. And obviously those are the girls that I pursue really seriously. And so when I find that again and I feel that, I get wrapped in immediately because I love that level of peace and that comfort. And 'cause I don't necessarily have that with, that many girls. So when I find it, I hold on to it.
Yeah. Well, I think as humans, you also like to stay in what's comfortable. And so it's easier to go back in something familiar than explore something new and you don't know what's coming. I mean,
Mhm.
I think we all have been guilty of the revisit, because
Yeah.
it's just how you are as a human. And it is interesting. And sometimes I think it works out for people, that like come
Yeah.
back together. I can't think
Yeah.
of an example right now, but like,
No, but I know it. I definitely have friends that it's worked out, and yeah, good for them. I don't think it's the norm. I think there's a reason when it ends. It's you gotta take that for the most part and realize it, and kind of be strong in that period of possible weakness where it's easy to give in again. But yeah, it does work for some people.
Right.
So you can't knock it 100%.
But I think it's also unique, like in your position or, you're dating in the public eye, right? So everyone's
Mhm.
kind of watching your relationships. And did you find that added stress, especially like with you and Kelly and all the stuff surrounding it, or was it not a thing?
For me, I feel like, because like I said, I've been single now for like a year and a half almost, but
Mm-hmm.
it almost was like it was easier for me to date her after going through that experience. And like it's just such a weird experience going through reality TV because you're not like you don't have all this attention for like actually doing something from like talent or skill, right? Like it just overnight you get thrust because you're on a show, and so now you have all this attention and everything. And for me it was just always easier actually to be dating someone since that's happened with me,
Mm-hmm.
or I've gone through this experience. It's been so much easier to like I say it's been so much easier. I've only dated her. She's the only girl I've dated post show, but I think that's a reason why, just like for whatever reason, I felt comfortable being with someone that has been through that experience with me as well, and just easy to relate, and
Sure.
you don't have to explain as much, and it's just like you just get it kind of thing. And probably been struggling a little bit with that because obviously like that's not my goal. I don't need to be dating someone in reality TV or, a well-known person or anything like that. But yeah, I don't know.
There's that understanding. Yeah.
Yeah.
Olivia dropped off, but I'm sure she'll come back. I'm just going to keep going. But it's funny because people would always ask me, is it easy dating people you work with or whatever? And it's kind of the same mentality where at the time, like my first public relationship, we were on a show together, and it's like, well, he's going through it with me, so he understands, and also we're together all the time. But just like that mentality, I do find that common denominator, you know what I mean? And so like there is an understanding there. So I'm just agreeing with everything you just said, basically.
Did you I think the first movie I saw you in was Jumper, right?
Oh, really?
And that was one of my favorite movies.
Really? Aww.
Yeah, you guys dated, right?
Oh, yeah. Yes, for a very long time. We have a child and all of it.
Oh my God. Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that serious. Okay.
Oh,
Very
yeah,
cool.
yeah. No, we dated for 11 years. Yeah. And we have a daughter who's 9.
That's amazing. Did you guys meet on that?
We did. We met on Jumper.
Okay.
It was so much fun.
I love that movie.
It was such a fun movie. It was so much fun to shoot. And it was, I'm so happy that you liked it. It was,
that was incredible.
Oh, thanks.
All the Egypt scenes, I thought they were so cool. I was like, damn, that'd be the coolest superpower to have. Just
go
sit on the top of like the Great Pyramid.
Yeah. Would that be your superpower that you would want?
Second to flying. Yeah.
Second to fly. Was that why you're a pilot? Because you wanted to fly?
Yeah, probably a good reason. I mean, I guess it's kind of similar with that power, but yeah, I would put that second to actually flying. That'd be pretty sick. Yeah, and that's right. He had all the posts. You had to have the posters, the pictures. You had to see it, and then he could go back and then teleport. Yeah, that was good.
I know, it's such a good thing to have. I wish I had it too. Okay, so speaking of flying, you're still a pilot, an active pilot?
Yes. Yeah, I fly for United, based on the 787.
Really? Just like commercial flights, just like all over the country, the world? What? What's your route?
So I'm based out of Newark. I'm on the 787, and so it's predominantly like an international airplane. We do a lot of Europe, used to be a lot of Tel Aviv. We're just getting back into that now, obviously with the conflict going on. Yeah. We took a pause. India, do Delhi, do South Africa and Tokyo, and then occasionally I'll do like LA runs. We'll put the airplane like on a domestic because it's got like the 3-class cabin and all that. So we'll do LA, the Newark runs, but predominantly it's all international.
Wow.
Which is really cool.
So that's cool. So you'll go and then you have a few days in these countries to just hang out? That's how it works, right?
Yeah, minimum you're going to get is like a 25-hour layover in whatever city it is, just because for rest rules and all that. But sometimes you get like 48 hours. Like Tel Aviv is close to like 2 days. And I love going out to Tel Aviv. That's a beautiful, beautiful place and awesome layover. So much to see, great food. Sometimes like out in Cape Town, that's like they have 72-hour layovers there. So you can get a lot of good time to just go out and explore. And that's kind of like why I love my job, or one of the reasons I love my job so much, because obviously the aspect of flying is so cool and I love that and I enjoy every aspect of the flight and for so many different reasons, but also being able to like once you get to your location, like you can't really take your work with you after that, right? So you have all that free time and you can do whatever it is you want, and it's kind of up to you. So it's a really cool opportunity obviously to explore and see a lot of cool new things, and just one of the reasons why I really enjoy it.
Yeah. Is that one of the main reasons why you became a pilot? Or is your dad a pilot?
Yeah. So I was raised in like a flying family. I was destined to. Probably my dad, he just retired 2 years ago and actually got to fly with him on his retirement flight, which was the highlight of my career. That was
so sweet.
Stunning. It was every bit of magic you could have imagined. Like that's what we were experiencing. Because a pilot has to retire at 65. It's like mandated by the FAA.
Really?
So yeah. So that's when you know, like obviously when your last flight's coming. And Yeah, got to be his FO. My brother was in the cockpit with us. Mom was in the back, sister-in-law, and we did LA out to Newark, and then had a cool party for him that night, and then flew back the next day, and that was the final flight. So, just always grew up around airplanes. Grew up on trips. Going on trips with my dad. He was flying the trips, or just we're just going on vacation or whatnot. But my mom was a flight attendant as well, and
Wait, is that how they
always
met?
knew, like, yeah, they met on an airplane.
No.
And
That's
my mom
so
saw his
cute.
butt and was like, I'm marrying that guy.
She knows what she wants. That
Yep.
is so cute. Oh my God. Broad Ideas is supported by OSEA. Do you ever just instantly get transported to a place? For me, scents really evoke those memories. I love when they transport me back to being on the beach, on vacation. And I love being reminded of those sunny summer days. Osea's Undaria algae body oil smells like summer, bottled with all natural, uplifting notes of mango, mandarin, grapefruit, lime, and cypress. I love the Undaria algae body oil. Honestly, when I'm in the sun and during the summer, my skin gets so dry. But when I put the Undaria algae body oil, it's instantly moisturized. It looks good. It's glowing. It's silky. Also, as I, let's just say, age, I love products that visibly make my skin look sculpted, toned. They leave my skin silky, soft, and like I said before, glowing. Get healthy, glowing skin for summer with clean, vegan skin and body care from Osea. Get 10% off your first order site-wide with code BROAD at OseaMalibu.com. You'll get free samples with every order and free shipping on orders over $60. Head to OseaMalibu.com and use code BROAD for 10% off. So you got to fly with your dad, which is so beautiful. And your parents met. She was a flight attendant. Do you find that often, flight attendant pilot relationships in your experience? Do you see them blossoming?
I think it'd be so cool to follow in their footsteps and to have the same thing happen, like meet a flight attendant. I have not dated any flight attendants, believe it or not,
Never?
which is crazy. Personally, yeah. I have never dated a flight attendant. That actually is crazy to think.
Well, because you speak to, people that understand what you do, like your reality show or me, like in a movie or a TV show, whatever. So you're on a plane, that would make sense and tie in. But I also feel, is it hard for you to be in a relationship with someone you're not in the same field because you travel so much? Has that brought up any stress in relationships in the past, or do you find it not a thing?
No, it definitely can be a thing. I've always said so. I believe my career is actually really healthy for a relationship, and it's really healthy if you have two things. If you have incredible trust in the relationship, because obviously that will get tested, just naturally by being away, and you have a certain level of independence, where it's you're not the couple that always has to be 24/7 with each other, and you kind of freak out if you're not. You have those two things, and I've seen it with my parents, right?
She's back.
She's back. There we go.
I missed all the good stuff, I bet.
Just to fill you in, we're talking about, we've gone into his world as a pilot, and his dad was a pilot. His parents met. His mom was a flight attendant. So we're just kind of in the pilot world. And I just asked him, does he find it difficult in relationships because he travels so much? Is kind of where we're
great.
at.
So I was just saying that, I do believe that my career is actually really beneficial and healthy for a relationship if you have two things, right? If you have incredible trust and you have a certain level of independence between the two of you. Just because growing up, I remember seeing it with my parents all the time. And, my dad would go on a 3 or 4 day trip, and, we'd all be like, oh, a little bummed out that he's leaving, go on a trip. And then he'll come back after 3 or 4 days, and I would see it between my mom and my dad, just that level of just elation and just happiness. And they're so happy that they're back. And it's almost like an opportunity that, if you're seeing each other every single day, obviously you can't get that, right? It's just not natural. But when you can always kind of miss someone a little bit, I think it actually does kind of help a relationship. And, I've seen it a little bit with myself as well. I've dated girls that, they struggle with it a little bit more. And then like Kelly, she was really, really good about it. It wasn't difficult with us. She understood. And, It, you know what? It's funny. It's like when you start dating as a like in this kind of field, it's very exciting at first for like the other person. Like, oh my God, like free flights. Where are we gonna go here? Let's go do this trip. Let's go do that. Put me on your passes. And for them, you know, a lot of the times you see it like it starts off really exciting and all that, and it's fun, and then it starts to kind of the weight of it kind of comes and like you start to feel it in the relationship when now you're 6 months in, 7 months in, and like that initial kind of magic's maybe worn off a little bit. Now you really see, okay, like you can really tell where this relationship's going, if there's like a good like viability of it actually working out, if they can actually handle that kind of schedule, and like it's not gonna like mess with them too much. So
Right.
it just takes the right person.
In my mind, I'm like, oh, that would have been so fun. Like in your 20s or whatever, pre-kids,
Yeah.
date someone, travel everywhere. And now, like as I'm older looking back, like, yeah, just not having to be together all the time and having your own thing in your space and then coming back together. I really see the appeal.
I was going to say it's like Rachel's ideal scene.
I'm like, oh, just part-time? That's great.
Yeah, I guess in a way, but I mean, yeah. And I guess I've seen with my parents, I've experienced it. It's like such a cool feeling, like multiple times a month to get so excited to see your person. Like it's something cool that the job forces you into, but I appreciate it.
Do they have to hide you? Like if people see, like, are you, well, yeah, because I'm curious. I always look at the pilot because I'm always like, whose
Do you?
hands
You
am I
always look in the
putting my life?
cockpit? Interesting.
You're going up front? Nice. Okay.
I always try and look in to see who the pilot is. I want to know whose hands I'm putting my life in.
True. I get that. Yeah, 100%. So I'm on the airplane I fly is a little bit different. It's a wide body, kind of a bigger airplane. So we're actually, you can still always go up to the cockpit and say hi, but we're kind of a little bit separated from like the first class section with like a big galley in the middle. It's like just one of the bigger wide body airplanes.
Bigger
so
planes.
don't have like much interaction as like when I was on the 737, you know, the cockpit's right there. You have first class, the first row is right there. You can essentially like peek your head in just from the first row. But it was funny going through when I was going through the show, but you know, years ago, I was over at Delta, and I was on the 737, and it was a weird time because like the show was literally airing and I'm flying. I went back to flying like 3 days after we finished filming. I had my first trip again. And so like there was just no break at all. And like, so now it's just hilarious because you have this, you know, crazy show airing for 3 months. So I'm just flying my normal schedule again. And just like the people are just, it was cool. Flight attendants were having fun with it, and, you know, making all these roses like with like the napkin, like the drink napkins. And it was a cool time.
Making roses with the drink napkins. That's so cute.
Yeah.
So Olivia's not a great flyer. She does not like to fly. I'm a great flyer. I'm like, you know, whatever. Do you have any comforting words for her?
Yeah, of course. Why are you so scared of flying?
Well, I always get nervous right when I'm on the flight. I think it's because I didn't start flying until I was older. I don't think my first flight was until I was 16. So it felt so scary and unfamiliar and out of control. And like, I felt like if I didn't hold the tension with my body, that the plane would drop. And so I felt like I also have had a lot of reoccurring dreams of plane crashes. And so when I get on a plane, I get this overwhelming sense of deja vu, like something really bad's going to happen. And then as I got older, having children made it worse because, you know, so I do like a little ritual. I've gotten better because I fly so much now, but I'll do like a little ritual where I picture their faces and like getting home to them. And it's just, it doesn't feel right to be in the sky, you know? It feels scary.
No,
I don't know how to explain it other than that.
What I'll say is, you know, listen, that's totally to relieve some of that tension. You know, I hear that from a lot of people. And again, it's a lot of that's coming from just the unknown, right? So like there's knowledge, there's power in knowledge and being comfortable with something. And if you're not necessarily knowledgeable about a certain aspect of, you know, say with flying or how airplanes work or contingency procedures and all that, you're going to naturally be nervous. But just know that truly, and you probably heard this, flying this is not just, I'm not just saying this, it's the safest form of transportation by a long shot. There is so much redundancy built into airplanes nowadays, just to like rest, rest any fears you may have, where we can lose one system and it's not an issue because we have a backup, and we could even lose that system. There's a backup to the backup. Airplanes are built with so much redundancy for that exact reason. You look at long haul international flights over the Pacific Ocean. Back then it was okay. That's why we have 4 engines, right? The 747, which is my favorite airplane. We've, since retired, and a lot of airlines are retiring just because it's not efficient anymore with the 4 engines. But the reasons we went from 4 to 2 is because we don't need 4 anymore. And originally we thought you needed 4 in case you lost 1 or 2 engines. But now turbine engines are so well made, and the reliability of those engines is just so strong and so high that now they've cut it to 2. And an airplane can go lose 1 engine and fly for hours at 10,000 feet on just 1 engine to get back to a safe landing, if there was, whatever type of emergency going on. So just know that all the pilots that are taking you up are very well trained. Every 9 months, we're going through recurrent training, and we're every multiple times a year doing through CBTs, computer-based training to keep all our skills sharp. Airplanes today, yes, you've seen stuff in the news, but there is a lot of redundancy that's built into them to account for any of those issues that may arise. So enjoy it. Enjoy the flight. People look at the wings and they say, oh, when it starts to shake, they freak out that the wing is going to like crack. And what I tell people with that is when airplanes are stress tested, those wingtips are brought within a couple feet of each other over the fuselage before they snap. And so they need to test, right, what the breaking point is. So you see a little bit of a flutter on a wingtip or on a wing. That's completely normal. And it's like a shock absorber making the ride a little bit smoother for you. So try to just enjoy the flight. I know it's a little bit nerve-wracking. You don't have that much knowledge about what's going on, but you're in a very, very safe form of transportation, and that's a guarantee.
Do you ever get scared?
No.
What?
I honestly, I'll be honest. I used to get scared of turbulence when I was a little kid. I really did. And I remember white knuckling like the armrest. And I had this genuine stress that would go through me, not even because of the fear I was going through, but like I knew I wanted to be a pilot. So I'm like, how the hell am I going to be a pilot if I'm so scared of turbulence?
Aww.
I got to figure this out. And I struggled with that for years. And then I don't know, I just got a little bit older and I stopped. I think, maybe taking my first flight lesson too, it really just kind of all went away there. But no, it's kind of cool. That's one of the things I also love about flying is you're so well trained as a pilot that, you never know maybe what's going to come on a flight that you're going to have to deal with. But we go through all these contingencies and all these emergency procedures in our training that it's like you don't even think anymore of when it's happening. You're just so you're just so tuned to handle the emergency in the appropriate way when it happens. And it's a focus that comes over, and you get into the zone, and it's awesome. It's a cool, really focused place to be, I guess.
What's the weirdest or strangest reason you've had to make an emergency landing? Not scary, like passenger related, maybe.
Passenger
or
I've
anything.
I've had to turn back. I had a really intoxicated passenger, and I was like a brand new captain at my first airline. We hadn't taken off yet, but they were making a big ruckus in the back, and so we had to cancel our takeoff clearance, and we taxied back to the gate, and that's just kind of always annoying. And you had law enforcement there waiting for them to take them off the airplane. I've had a lady about to go into labor as we were in our descent into Minneapolis, and so declared an emergency just to have the front of the line access and get in and not waste any time for that. Yeah, that's I don't think I have anything else crazier for a passenger thing that I can.
Do you do any sort of ritual with it? So I know you went to a Christian school, right?
Yeah.
Are you still in that faith?
In the phase?
Faith.
No, are you still in that faith? Do you still?
Oh yeah, I'm Christian. Yeah, I do. I ritual wise, not that it has anything to do with faith, but I always touch whenever I get on my airplane or as a passenger, I always with my right hand touch the fuselage, the outside skin as I'm boarding the airplane. I just have always done that, and that's kind of my thing. Yeah, but other than that, I'm not superstitious at all with flying or anything.
That's good.
Okay.
You guys, do you have anything, Rachel?
Yeah, I do a thing. I like. Why were you laughing?
Sorry.
No, well, I used to wear my grandmother's necklace, and then I got so attached to doing that I had to break it because I'm like, I don't want to rely on this because if I forget it, I don't want to like have a mind fuck where I feel like something bad's gonna happen. So I stopped that. Yeah, but
good.
I put the plane in a bubble. Like I just visualize it like in a little bubble, and sometimes the plane is like flying really happily with the sun shining and smiling with it.
You're just visualizing that? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, and
I
it has
like
like
it.
a really nice flight and it's like happy. I
Hey,
don't know.
whatever works.
Yeah.
People they come up with a bunch of things, but
Yeah.
ultimately it's safe. You guys got nothing to worry about.
I'm not a worried flyer. But I am gonna knock on wood. Just
Yeah.
put all that.
I think it's because my first flight ever was to Vegas, which is like a super bumpy ride.
Yes.
And my boyfriend at the time, like no one said like there's this thing called turbulence. And so we got, struck with turbulence, and he had flown a bunch, but he looked at me and went, "What is that? What is going on?" And started like freaking me out and like doing it on purpose to scare me.
Oh, he was messing with you.
Yes.
Oh no.
So you have PTSD.
Yeah.
Oh, that's mean.
Yeah. I've always had an affinity for mean guys.
I have a question. Yeah, you have. Wait, I have a question. I was on a small plane from like Florida to the Bahamas, and it got struck by lightning, and the whole plane like turned fluorescent, bright purple.
No.
I wasn't scared though. I was like, okay, like cool. Who I was with started like white knuckling and was terrified. But is that a concern if that happens?
No, airplanes are designed to withstand a lightning strike. So if you notice on like the back of the wings, in the back of the you don't really see the horizontal stabilizer, but the tail, if you can picture the tail, there's static wicks that are placed, every couple of feet on the trailing edge of the wing. And so in the event that an airplane is struck by lightning, those static wicks discharge all that energy out through the wicks. And you'll possibly see a mark of, where the lightning entered the airplane, like a black mark, and where it exited. But yeah, airplanes, obviously, they have to be designed to be able to withstand that because you're flying through, weather all the time. And
right.
But no, not a big deal at all.
That sounds like a big deal.
You're right.
Like
you're right.
Sounds like a big deal.
Again, that's what I'm saying though. Airplanes, like it's designed with so much redundancy. They're, engineers have thought of, most of the things, right, that could happen to an airplane. And so there's always a defense mechanism to protect the airplane and the people inside in the eventuality that does happen. And, obviously it's taken years for us to get to this level of safety that we're at now. But, airplanes are very, very safe vehicles. Don't you worry.
Did you know that this was going to be like a super technical airplane conversation?
Hey, I love it. I could talk airplanes all day.
So when you decided you wanted to be a pilot, was it obviously your dad was a pilot? Was it because you looked up to him and wanted to do what he did, or did you actually have your own independent calling towards it?
I think the biggest one was, I've always looked at my dad as, the ultimate superhero, and growing up as a little kid, just in awe of everything that he would do, and just seeing him get his uniform on and go to work, and the level of pride. Actually, I wrote a children's book about it, The Adventures of Pilot Pete, and it tells my whole story of how I fell in love with flying. And again, the biggest reason was growing up as a little kid, seeing your dad, take charge as a captain of an airplane, and just like the level of pride. You don't even know what pride is at that age, right? But I felt it, and it was just an incredible feeling that I was like, wow, like I want to do exactly what he's doing, and just going and then having him bring me up to the cockpit and be able to talk over the intercom and then point out what all the buttons do and all that. And I was hooked immediately, and it had everything to do with my dad doing it before me and like leading the path. And then it was so cool to be able, once I got older, I took my first flight lesson at 19, I guess 18 or 19. Then starting to be able to like really, pick his brain, and like as I was a level of like where I was learning it and learning theories of flight and all that, and be able to talk with him about stuff and asking questions. It was super cool to be able to rely on him in that way, and then take flights with him as I was building time, and then eventually be able to have him in the cockpit with me and then actually flying his flight. It was just, it was a full circle moment. And he's the biggest reason why I fell in love with it at such an early age.
That is so cool. I mean, I know that would be
Yeah.
my husband's dream for his sons to look up to him in that way. Like, that is such a testament to having a good dad.
Oh, yeah, absolute best. Yeah, my brother did the same thing. We both followed in his footsteps. So,
Your brother too?
yeah. Yeah,
I
we
think I
are. He's on the 7-8 as well for United out of LA though, LAX.
That's so
Aw.
cool.
Yeah.
And when you did The Bachelor and doing all these shows and you did Traitors and, you know, expanded your horizons when it comes to being in the public eye and TV and all that, did it change for you? Did it change your desire of course of action as far as career goes? Or you like,
Oh, no.
No.
100% no. I know that for the like I'm probably in the minority, you know, people that go through that experience probably I think for the most part don't stick with their career or their initial job. But for me it was always, you know, I had seen the first season of The Bachelor I ever saw was my freshman year of college. And me and my roommate had made like some of our best friends are these two girls in like the dorm next to us, and they started inviting us over every Monday for bachelor nights. And it was Jake Pavelka, who was he is an airline pilot. He flies for American, and it's so cool now we're in contact. And I remember he was the first season I ever saw, and I just like lived vicariously through him because like, it's so cool. Like this guy is an airline pilot, and then now he's the Bachelor, and he's like, you know, traveling all around the world doing these insane dates, trying to find, you know, his wife. It was really cool to like have that be my first season, and so that's I think initially why I ever like considered doing the show years later when like I was, you know, at a point where I wanted to look for that too. But for me, it was always going to be, it's only going to happen if it works with flying. If I can get my trips covered, if I can get all this stuff taken care of, like this will never be the priority. It'll always come second to flying. And I still pinch myself. I don't even know how it happened. I think it was meant to be, because I don't even know how I got all the time off still to like, everything worked out perfectly the way it had to. There was always someone there to pick up the trip, and the way my schedule was assigned to me by, you know, Delta at that point. Because I had originally, when I got asked to be the Bachelor, I didn't have any more avenues to like drop trips or move days around, and so I needed the CEO at Bachelor at that point to like grant me a leave of absence that I had put in for. And my chief pilot at the time was like, yeah, it's probably not going to happen, kind of thing, but you can try. So I did it. And ultimately they came back saying no, that they didn't. There was a camp that said yes and a camp that said no. And he made the decision, you know, no. And I understood, because you can't give preferential treatment to any pilot. It makes total sense. But then I was like, you know what? I'm going to still find a way. Where there's a will, there's a way. And so still, I was never going to drop flying for The Bachelor, but I ultimately found a way still, and it all worked out. And very lucky it all worked out. Had an incredible experience, even though, you know, it didn't necessarily work the way I wanted. But for me, I was never going to give up flying. It's what I'm going to do until the day I retire, God willing. And yeah, just I got lucky.
How old were you when you were The Bachelor?
I was 28. Yeah,
Oh.
28.
You were a little older.
Yeah, I was 27, Bachelorette, and then I just turned 28 right before The Bachelor. And
Yeah, because I always, when they're like 24 or like, you know, I'm just like, how do you know what you want at that age? It's just, it seems backwards. Like The Bachelor should be like 30 and up.
yeah, I guess. Yeah, look, you guys see that? What's the new one? The
Golden Bachelor. Yes.
And now Golden Bachelorette they have coming out. But
Yeah.
are you still looking for the same thing? So it sounds to me like I feel like a lot of people do it looking for fame rather than actual love. And that could just be a judgment or miscalculation of the truth. But were you really looking for a wife?
Truly, I was. And I tell people the reason, like, obviously you don't have to go on The Bachelor to find love. And I never was like delusional thinking that's the only way it's going to happen. Like, to be honest, it's almost more of a long shot, because like if you're just a realistic person and you're thinking about it, just realism, you're going to tell me that you're going to have a group of producers that really don't know you are going to handpick 30 women that, out of those 30 women, that's your soulmate. It just happens to be in that group from someone that really doesn't know you, but they're picking it. And they're also doing it for obviously the entertainment factor, and they need to cast, very entertaining, people and all that, like the whole thing. You're telling me that's how it's going to work. So me still being the hopeless romantic, I was like, yeah, that's going to work. And I'm going to meet my wife that way. But ultimately I did it because I was like, how cool would it be to have your love story documented for like forever and for years after you're long gone off this earth. You could have, your kids would be able to watch it, and and obviously there'd be awkward moments, but your grandkids and like grandkids you never meet could one day pull back the love story of great grandpa and grandma and like their love story and how they met. I thought it'd be kind of cool to like have that forever documented if it did work. And then on top of it, just like the aspect of it was the most fun I've ever had. It was at the time of my life doing these insane just travels and dates and met so many great people. And but really it was never for like I'm honestly a lot more of a shy person than people ever believe me when I say that, or like they just don't buy it. But like it was a lot for me to do this kind of experience. I had to make myself very uncomfortable, which I like doing. And I like pushing myself out of my comfort zone. And I think there's a lot of growth that comes with that. But this was not ever my natural comfort area. Like I was always a little bit uncomfortable doing all this, and it was pushing me. So it was never for like, oh, I want to just do it for fame and like notoriety. I kind of like shy away from that, to be honest, a little bit.
And then but then you went on to do Traitors, right? So
Yeah.
I haven't seen it, but it sounds like something I would love to watch. It's like a murder mystery solving
awesome.
thing, right?
Yes, that was truly it was the most. That Bachelor was great. Traitors was incredible. Like it took it to a whole new level for me. And I think I'm much better at the non-dating shows I've learned from my Traitors experience. But yeah, we went to Scotland, got to go live in a castle out there. Do you know Alan Cummings?
I mean, I know who he is.
Okay, yeah, he's just incredible. He's he is such a the ultimate pro. Like he is obviously such an incredible actor, but it was so funny. Like I had seen him on the first, I've seen him in a lot of stuff all the way back to like Spy Kids, but I remember watching the first season and like you see his demeanor, how he is as the host, and it's just this very serious and like, but has like this great level of comedic appeal too, and just runs it immaculately. And getting there, seeing him, he stayed in character, never broke it. There was maybe like one 20-second combo I had like late in the shooting, like maybe 2.5 weeks in, where he finally like had a normal conversation with me for like 20 seconds. Actually, we were talking about flying, and then he went right back to it. And I'm like, I just respected the shit out of that. I was like, this guy just does not break character, takes it so seriously. And then we had like an after party after a press day or something in New York City. We went to his bar, and it was the first time I really talked to him. It's just like a person like outside of his, character and on the show. And he's such a cool dude. And I'm like, oh my God, I really had no idea he was like this, because he just never broke character. Ultimate pro. But yeah, it was super fun. It was like a real life game of Clue. And I enjoyed it. Yeah.
I want to watch it.
That would be so fun.
Yeah. I heard you, I don't know if you did well, but you were like a big star in your season.
Appreciate it. Yeah, went pretty far. Didn't get like right to the end there, but it was, I'm so damn competitive. So like that
brought
it out in me like crazy. And yeah, I think people definitely like they saw a side of me that I never showed on The Bachelor. It was, editing, whatever it was. But yeah, I was a lot more myself. What was that?
I said, I want to see it now. That's really funny.
Yeah.
No, I would be so competitive. I don't think I could ever do a show like that. They'd be like, well, what is wrong with this person?
No, that would be
I had a lot of people saying that about me.
Really?
Yeah, but
oh, that's so fun.
Good.
Well, do you have any upcoming shows in your future? What's next for you?
I don't. No, I don't right now. I would love to do like if there's like another season or all-star season of Traitors. That would be like, I would love to do that. I'd love to do like Special Forces, kind of like, you ever see the show on the Navy SEAL show where they kind of put you through training for like a week?
Did Nick Viall do it?
Yeah, Nick did it.
I didn't see it, but I saw like him promoting it.
Yeah,
okay.
that would be
that
would
looks
be a dream.
so gnarly. You want to do that?
Oh my God. Hell yeah. I would love to push myself, and I know I could win that, but I would
I know I could win that.
dream.
That was a positive affirmation right there.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah. No, I feel it for sure. I just, like I said, when I get in like that mode, I have to be like not walking to like quit or like to be pulled out of that. But I just really, really get competitive. I like being in that state. But yeah, no other plans right now. I'm just kind of taking things as they come, and haven't been flying too much just because our schedules have kind of been, we're pretty overstaffed right now on my airplane out in Newark. So, and I'm on reserve, which means I fly if there's a pilot that calls out sick or there's a, a cancellation or mechanical, I'm just on reserve on standby kind of thing. But, yeah.
And what about love? I go back to that because I'm like, that to me is the most compelling thing, that you have this big life, you have your career, you have a good family, you have all those things, and you've tried at the love thing when it comes to television. But what about in real life? Is that still something that, are you still looking for your wife?
Of course. Yeah. I feel like I am definitely getting to a place where, you go to New York, and New York is like, it's such an insane, beautiful, awesome, fun city for so many reasons. I think it's just being very honest here. You go to New York, and like someone for me, right, where you go and it's just like you get out of a relationship, and it's just, New York can also be tough for dating because it's just, there's so many people and there's so many options, and just like naturally you can be distracted. And I think, if I'm being honest, I haven't been as intentional as I wanted to be in pursuing a relationship in like the last year and a half. And I've recently acknowledged that with myself, and I'm like, all right, time to change that. Like I need to be a lot more intentional. I, need to stop giving in to like so many of the distractions that can come. And again, what make the city so great, but I really do want to find something serious. And, I'm definitely looking for that. And, I've been dating a lot more intentionally as of recently, if that makes any sense. And, I'm excited. For hopeful.
If you were going to like write a list of your most important qualities, like what is it that you're looking for as far as qualities, values, your non-negotiables?
I would say the biggest thing that I've like kind of realized now is, and maybe this is kind of contradictory, but I need it. I know it's out there. I've met girls that display that kind of stuff, but I need the, obviously like the sweetheart. Like I really, really just, value that kind of person that just, you know, when you see it, like they're not faking it. They're just like a good, true person, a good, sweet soul. But I do need a little bit of that fire. I need like, and not like in a toxic way, nothing like crazy like that, but I do need to like be pushed a little bit. And I've like recently acknowledged that a little bit more. But I need someone that has truly a level of adventure in them too, and has that spontaneity, someone that really values life and that loves to get everything out of every single day. I need someone that is definitely family oriented and really values that. And, at least, is cool with me being close to my family. I don't necessarily need someone to be, they don't need to be like super, super close, but just they can accept that. Someone that like, I was kind of talking about it earlier. Like when I have that peace with someone, that it's like the undescribable kind of like word there, where you just feel, your souls just feel like really, really comfortable with each other. And it's unexplainable kind of thing. That is really important to me. And just someone who could be like a goofball, someone who can just I'm not that, the most serious kind of a person. And I need someone to be able to match that level too. And, not take themselves too seriously. But yeah, I don't know. I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful I'll find it soon. And like I said, I'm dating a lot more intentionally now. So,
are you an app guy?
Yeah, I'm on Hinge, and never got on Raya. They never let me on.
I was about to say no, Raya. What's going on?
I know they won't. I've heard they don't take people from The Bachelor. I don't know if that's an excuse or
what.
They just don't want me.
Really?
I don't know. That's just what I've heard. But they won't accept me. It's all good.
What?
Wow.
That seems crazy to me.
But I'm like, I could meet people on an app, or like I don't need like my brother. He re-met his now wife on Hinge, so that's like a cool success story. Yeah, they went to high school together, and then they like lost contact, and then refound each other on Hinge. So
that's really cute.
I love that. There's so much success with apps.
Oh yeah, people have their opinions, but I have nothing negative to say if it works. Like who the hell cares how you meet the person? Like as long as you find them.
Yeah.
And the rest is just history.
As long as you find them.
Sorry, my dog is being crazy right now.
Your dog is crazy.
She's crazy.
What's the last thing you Googled, Peter?
The last thing I Googled?
Yeah. You have to look and be honest.
Rachel Bilson.
Six Flags Great Adventure. I want to go there for my birthday.
Wait, where is that?
It's in New Jersey. It's with King to Ka. It's the world's tall. I'm a big roller coaster guy, so it's the world's tallest roller coaster. And Six Flags Great Adventure.
The scarier, the better for you. The upside downs, the drops, everything. Yeah.
Absolutely. I'm a big roller coaster buff with
seeker.
that.
Okay.
That's a funny question.
That's what you Googled for your birthday. That's really sweet.
3 biggest red flags for a relationship.
3 biggest red flags, I would say, taking themselves too seriously. A defiance to really, really good communication. And being a San Francisco 49ers fan. I'm a diehard Seahawks fan, so they got to be able to come over to my side.
Yeah.
What about
why?
age
Wait, why
parameters?
Seattle? Sorry,
My
ahead.
dad, he used to live in Seattle. So when the team was founded in 76, he was living out there and just became a diehard fan. My first tattoo was a Seattle Seahawks 12th man tattoo.
Oh my God. No, you're serious.
Yeah, diehard.
Okay. Sorry. Olivia's question was more interesting. What'd you say?
What was that?
Do you have age parameters?
I think recently I would say like 25, 26 is the youngest. So I'm 32. 25, 26. But also, like, I'm not very strict with that stuff. Like, if I vibe with you, I could care less. Like, as long as like you're 21 and up, right? Like, I'm not gonna like stop a good thing because of that. But 25, 26 probably is like the youngest right now. Realistically, I think like with Hinge, that's what I've set. And then up to like my age, maybe a couple of years older. I've never dated an older girl though. Maybe I should.
You never know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I think it depends on, if you want kids, right? They have to be within a certain age range.
True.
Right?
Yeah, that's true.
I mean,
and I
guess
definitely want kids. I want 4 kids. So.
4.
Yeah.
Get going.
4, funny enough, on theme, the reason I want 4 is because I have these dreams like taking my family to like Disney World one day or Six Flags, and I want everybody to have a partner. I don't want odd numbers, so like anyone's like left out. And so I could just picture like me and my wife with, we have 3 carts all lined up with each other, all enjoying the ride. So I'm manifesting that. That's what's
I've
gonna
never
happen.
heard that before. The reason for 4 children is so everyone has a partner to ride a roller coaster with.
I guess it could be 2 as well, but I
was about to say, 2
family.
works, right?
2 does work. Yeah, I don't know. I just always had 4 in my mind. I think it'd
4
be cool.
it is. And how many? Is it just you and your brother?
Yeah. And I got my sister now with Christine, my sister-in-law. She's awesome. So yeah. That's
awesome. Well, I think everything can happen, and it will. And you sound very positive and open and like a good guy. So we're putting it out there here, ladies.
Yeah.
The seal of approval.
Life is good.
Hinge.
It'll happen
Find
when it
Peter
happens.
on Hinge. Located in
I have
New York
someone
City.
I might set you up with, we can talk about offline.
Oh.
Ooh. Okay. Yeah. Are they in New York or LA?
Oh, no, that's right. You're in New York. But you said you're moving back to LA.
Probably coming back to LA though. My lease is up end of April of 25. So probably that'll be like 4.5 years for me at that point.
Okay.
Probably get back. I want to fly with my brother too. So I got to get back to LAX to be able to get paired on trips with him.
Oh, yeah. You guys could actually fly the plane together. That's exciting.
Yeah. So
that's really cute.
That is really cute. Next time
I'm
on any United, well, I guess now I know your route, but I'm going to look in the cockpit.
Yeah, always come up. If you come out to New York, there's a chance because that's the 787 does that route a lot. So
yeah,
let me know.
The pilots have been so cool about letting my kids look too. They'll be like, "Oh, you want to come up and take a look?" They've been so cool about that. Which
don't they get
comforting.
pins? Don't you give them the little pilot, the little wings?
Yeah, we got the wings to give out, absolutely. Yeah. And then sometimes we have like flashcards, or not flashcards, like trading cards almost with like the airplane, like it's like and like the hieroglyphics that the word hieroglyphic? Where it's
Sure,
like
yeah.
shiny. Yeah, something like that.
We'll go with
And
it.
it's got like, all the info of the plan. But yeah, we love, especially kids coming up, being able to share, instill that kind of like just love for flying at an early age with them. We love that. Let them, put the hat on, take a picture up in the cockpit. So always
That's
love
really
doing that.
sweet. Really sweet. You're really sweet, Peter. We're so happy that you came to talk to us today.
Yeah, me too.
And I
This
want to
has been
know,
awesome.
Lou, I want to know who you're thinking is said. I think I have an idea who you're thinking.
I think
You gonna give me a hint?
Huh?
No, we'll talk after, I guess.
We'll talk after.
Awesome. All right. Thanks again. This was fun.
Of
See you,
course.
see you in the friendly skies.
Oh, see you in
Absolutely.
the friendly skies. That actually was really comforting to me. It makes me feel a little bit more comfortable flying.
Oh, of course.
I flew a plane once. Peter, I didn't tell you. I flew a
What?
plane once. Yes.
Where?
It was a little Cessna in
Oh, yeah,
Canada.
that's right.
And
You were taking like pursuing your like pilot license?
Well,
or
I
what
took
was this?
one. Yeah, but it was like to do that. That was the idea. And I did it
Okay.
once. I just didn't go back. But, it's
Yeah.
just not a passion of mine, but it was cool to do. And it's just not scary. The landing,
Yeah.
I don't know that I would feel totally comfortable with that. But,
that takes a little bit of time to
Yeah.
get comfortable with.
but like flying, it was very peaceful.
It's very peaceful. To me, it's the ultimate freedom. I always say, even if like you
Yeah.
don't want to do it for a career, get your pilot's license and it's like the ultimate sense of freedom. You take off and go wherever the hell you want to go,
Yeah.
and stay within the right airspace, but you're just enjoy it, go wherever. So
I
Yes.
feel so free on the ground.
if you're in the ground, well then just wait till you get in the air. You have no idea what
Just
you're doing.
on the ground, I feel so free.
And the best one is when you do seaplane flying, and then you can just literally land in any river, lake.
That's what I was going to
That's
ask.
cool.
If you can do that too. I guess you can do
Yeah.
anything once you know how to operate a plane.
You have to get a specific license for that, get your seaplane rating, which I did out in Seattle, but that is the ultimate level. Like
That's so
dream,
cool.
4 kids, married, 4 kids, living on a lake with
Yeah.
with a seaplane parked out the back,
Yeah.
and that's it. I'm gonna
I
put it out
saw
there.
that. I was like on a lake recently and there were so many seaplanes and I just thought that is the ultimate. You can just like
That's ultimate.
fly in 10 minutes from the city, go to your lake house, whatever, or you live there
Yep.
and just land right in front. It's pretty cool. I feel more comfortable with a plane that can land on water than a regular plane. Because that's
Do
my
you
thing.
really?
Yeah.
It's interesting. Okay.
Yeah. I just like, because that's the last thing I would want to happen is to like end up in water. But if you're on a plane that can land on it, There you
That's
go.
all good. You're Gucci.
there you go. That's my
Yeah.
story.
Whatever
All right,
floats
guys.
your boat
Or floats your
Nope.
plane.
Or your plane.
or your plane. Exactly. It brings up a good question, though. What reality show would you go on if you
Would
had
I
to go?
on? Probably
on-
Family Feud.
You've done that now.
You've done that. You've accomplished your dreams. Now what?
You let us down.
I mean, I like Survivor.
Do you think you could survive?
I don't know. I don't know how I would like that whole not sleeping thing and not
You would be
eating.
miserable.
Yeah, I know. I'd have like bug
Rob
bites
can't
all
even
over.
camp. You're gonna
I can
send him into
camp.
like the wild outback or jungle or whatever,
That's why I said
What would
probably
you
not
do?
for me.
reality wise.
Yeah.
Supermarket Sweep. Oh, it's a game show.
Not a game show, a reality show.
Yeah, reality show.
That's my
for sure.
favorite show.
That's great. We should get you on it.
I don't think it exists anymore. A reality show. What would you
What
go
if
on?
that is? You did say recently that you would like
They
to
tried to
host a
revamp
game
it.
show.
It's
No,
like a-
they tried to revamp it.
I think it's got to be a competition reality show. So you've got like Big Brother,
Oh,
you've
we're
got
doing
the
just
challenge,
competition?
Amazing
Only
Race,
I
Survivor.
I never got into Big Brother. My brother and Courtney are like,
Your Big Brother?
yeah, my big brother. They love Big Brother.
No,
I never.
I've never seen it.
Never seen it. I've never seen a single episode of any housewife.
Me
Yeah.
neither.
Not
I
one.
was on it once though.
What?
Why?
Why?
I was at some event where they were shooting and apparently they cut to me right before the commercial. I'm like,
Oh my goodness. Jeff was
And,
just on it.
a bunch of people
What?
texted me and I was like,
On what?
Why were you at the event?
Well, she's avoiding that.
it was like a
question.
friend of
Oh,
a
I can-
friend was on it. Or something down. It was the Orange County one when I lived down there.
Okay.
Jeff was on it and then
He was just there at the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills because they did like a health and wellness.
He was just
something.
there? What
He
do
was
you
just the
mean?
doctor.
He was like they had like a health and wellness something.
An episode?
Yeah.
And he went to be on it? Knowingly. What I mean is he knew he was going to be on Real Housewives?
Yes.
Dr. Jeff.
Yeah.
Did he like it?
He said that everyone there, because, Jeff's not really into reality TV whatsoever.
He's not?
I said, what was your experience? He said, my experience was they were incredibly nice people. He's like, hands down, like good, great people.
That's so interesting.
I thought so too.
I did not know. How did I not know this?
You were gone.
Oh,
yeah.
That makes sense.
Mm-hmm. You were gone. And then he ran into people I knew there, which made it even weirder because I was like, what is he doing there?
It seems like it happened without you knowing, too. He just came home and was like, I was on the Housewives.
No, I knew he was going to do it.
Mm-hmm.
But
he just decided not to tell us.
I bet they hired him as like the
off.
resident doctor to come in.
I mean, they should.
Because he's good looking,
like Dr.
Jeff.
He should be like Dr. Jeff on a TV show.
100%.
Well,
wait, so what reality show would you go on?
It has to be competition.
Well, that's what Rob said. He's just crazy.
I think we need to do two different categories. I think we need to do competition and then reality.
I think I would do Traitor.
It's like playing Clue.
No, it's like playing werewolves. And if you played that werewolves and
villagers, that's so fun.
I played it once, but I was a werewolf and I just admitted it because I was like, I'm not gonna.
Rob, that is like the worst player.
I know.
That is horrible. Are you the werewolf? Yes, I am. Yes.
There were too many, there was no way out. And I was just like, yeah, I'm a werewolf. I can't lie about this. So I don't have a way around this.
Wow. Competition show. I'm not into that. Yeah. No.
I'm trying.
What would I compete at?
Naked and
what's
Afraid?
it called? Wipeout.
What's that?
I could see her on Wipeout. Yeah, you should be on Wipeout. It's like the giant mousetrap game.
Course, where you put in the big red balls, you bounce to get to the other one.
No.
And you swing on the rope to and then you got to do the jump over the...
I wouldn't do that.
Picturing you doing that makes me really laugh.
I think you should do Wipeout.
I'm not going to do it. I got asked at one point, would you and your sister be interested in coming in for The Amazing Race?
Amazing Race is a good one.
And I didn't do it. I said no, because I knew I wouldn't be able to do it.
I have a friend who did it with Mike White, because that was his lifelong dream. Remember Kasdan?
He did Amazing Race?
Yes, with Mike White. Because
Mike White did Survivor, too.
Oh, wait, did he wind up not doing it with him?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I mean, James
I'm getting
won.
the story. Listen.
Remember?
Leah's ex, James, who we all love, who's now with another friend of... That sounds really weird. A friend of ours was on it and won.
Yep.
Pretty cool.
Pretty cool.
I went on a game show and won.
Family Feud?
Nope.
Not
Which one?
Rob sunk that one for us.
Okay, also...
What game
wait.
Walker posted, we smoked the competition, and I wrote in the comments, I was like, ahem. And he was like, no, I meant in a really friendly way.
Slow cooked it.
Also, had I gotten that question right, we weren't going to clear the board anyways.
We would have won.
We wouldn't have gotten Satan and clergy, and we wouldn't have gotten any of those.
We wouldn't have gotten Satan, but if we would have taken it, you win.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, we would have won.
No. If we would have taken it, we would have had to get all of the answers.
No.
I don't.
There was something where all we needed to do was...
We had to win one round, but we would not have gotten all of the answers right for that one.
I beg to differ.
Yeah.
We would have gotten Satan.
Yeah, Shane wrote and was like, I love him so much. I actually had a dream I had his baby last night. I know.
You should tell him.
Shane. He knows.
What did he say?
He said, I think they need to do a recount because I think complaining should have been number one on the board.
Because he thought the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, Shane.
But then he said, but Obama. No, I'm just kidding. He didn't say that.
God.
I know.
Never going to forget that moment.
Would not have mattered.
Jeff was like, it really didn't play as tragic as it was in the moment.
Really?
Yeah.
The Obama answer?
The whole thing.
Whole thing.
like the whole thing, he said, felt like we were just like, boo, big flat
Watching it?
tire, watching it. And he said, but when you watched it back on TV, he's like, you guys, it wasn't as bad as it was
Oh,
in
really?
person. Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, it still wasn't great.
It was awful.
We
But it
still
wasn't
really-
as bad, I guess.
We really
as
tanked
thought.
the whole thing.
Yeah, we gotta go back another season.
How to go back?
And I think Anthony Anderson did it like 3 times.
Yeah, I know. We're going to
and
go back.
John Legend has done it a bunch.
Okay. Let's do it. I still want to know what reality TV you guys would be on. Not competition, but like
What are my favorite
proper
ones?
What are
reality.
our
I feel like
options?
all
would
my
do.
favorite ones are like the love ones, and I'm not going on any of those, you know?
Well, wouldn't you? I mean, you would be great in like the Bake Off shows.
Oh, that'd be fun.
Yeah.
But I would not. No, I don't think I
No?
would do well.
I would like the Bake Off show.
You would. That's what you would go
Yeah.
on. But
I like
which
that,
one?
or like I'll go on Property Brothers and let them redo my house.
That's a great one.
But that's not what we're saying. But I would do that too.
I would do that too. Like today. Like
Yeah.
I want to do
Like,
that.
actually, I'm putting it out there. Anyone want to like redo my house for a show? I'm open.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would do Great British Bake Off.
If you had to create your own reality show, what would it be?
We,
I don't know. I'm stuck on this. My brain won't get over it.
if you haven't even answered which one you would do.
This isn't
You
about
keep
me.
bullying us into answering.
I know, she
We both
hasn't-
answered, and now you're
Can we
changing the
just talk
question
that I'm
before you
drinking-
answer.
A clearly Canadian. Anyone from your childhood?
Yes, my childhood for
Okay,
sure.
not Rob's. He's
And
too
it's like
young.
blackberry.
The blackberry one. Was that your favorite?
I liked that,
The
and I liked
peach?
peach.
I have peach in the fridge.
Yeah.
You like bougie sparkling water from
It's
when you
not
were a
No,
kid?
bougie.
it's from like the 90s, and it was my favorite.
Me too.
And they stopped making it, and then it came back.
Where'd you get that, in the grocery store?
They do have it in the grocery store now, but initially you could only find it at Cost Plus World Market.
So Olivia, what reality show would you go on if you could? You said no to Amazing Race.
I can't do it. I'm busy. I don't know what to. I can't.
What would you do?
I would do like. God. I mean, I would have loved to be on The Juror.
Oh, but
The
that's not a
jury?
reality
The
show,
jury.
babe.
Jury duty?
Jury dude.
Yeah.
You wanted
That's
to
a
be the guy
show.
being, you wanted to be in like Scare Tactics or the. Did you see they're remaking Scare Tactics?
No.
I
Do you
would
know
love
what that is?
I would
Yeah.
love to be on it like a.
The sci-fi
Prank.
one?
I was
No.
thinking of Fear Factor.
Oh, I couldn't do Fear Factor.
No.
Scare Tactics was like a hidden camera
That's what I love the
prank
most.
show, but they
ever.
like do scary stuff and really fuck
That's
with them.
funny.
Jordan Peele's doing it again.
Oh, that's a good
That's
idea.
really cool.
It's like when you see those memes on Instagram, someone like is dressed like a scary
Yeah.
girl ghost and comes down the hall and people freak
yeah, that's kind of
out.
like Scare Tactics.
It's so funny.
They have
He just scared tactic me
What did he
in
do?
the hallway.
He always.
But I screamed bloody murder right now.
I heard you scream.
Yeah, that's
Do
why.
you want to know what he did to me?
What did he do to you?
You know
What did
that
he do?
really annoying sound stick that if you turn it upside down,
Yeah.
it goes, at 3 a.m. the other night, guess what I found in my pillowcase? Rob, put that fucking thing in my pillowcase.
You're a weasel womp.
He's such, and then his son Cal comes
threw-
over today,
Threw a pillow straight at my head.
straight at your head,
With-
immediately.
Hadn't even said hi.
Didn't even say hi, just chucked
No,
a pillow
that's
at your
not true.
face.
He might have said hi, sat
I threw a
down,
pillow at you first.
but like a half an hour before. And
I
then
think I
he
said,
came
"What's
in the
up,
room.
buddy?" And he said, "Good."
Then he
Did
sat
it-
down and tickled me.
Wait, so
Then
the
you tickled me.
pillow did it scare you?
No. You know what was interesting?
Did it just annoy you?
For some reason, I woke up at 3 a.m. That didn't wake me up. I like kind of rolled over and I'm like, what the fuck is this hard thing in my pillow? And I pulled it out and immediately I was like, fucking Rob.
I love that there's no question.
Oh, yeah.
It was just
No
Rob.
question. Knew 100%. And the fact that I didn't feel it until I woke up at 3 a.m.
Well, I put it on the back. I was hoping at some point you would go to adjust your pillow in the middle
And
of the
it would
night, and
make
then it would
noise?
go.
Do you adjust your pillow in the middle of the night?
No, but
Like pick it up and turn it around? Like
I don't know.
weirdo.
Make it cold again.
I'm not one of those people.
Oh, Elliot is.
I like a cold pillow.
He'll wake me up and be like, cold pillow.
Really?
Oh, yeah, he needs cold
You know,
pillow.
they make pillows for that.
Yeah, you told me that.
They did? Wow.
All right, let's do a question.
Okay.
You knew this information.
I've got some options for you. Let's do it this way again.
Oh, great.
Does this make you feel things?
Like uncomfortable?
No, not my foot. Someone wrote in on our Family Feud post and they put 100 people surveyed on the board. The number one answer is feet. Just out of nowhere. I laughed at it. I was like, that's good. No, does the anklet make you feel anything?
The red string?
Not the red string, just having
Just
like
the fact
just
that
the
you're wearing an
anklet.
anklet?
Like it's cute?
No, that's not what I'm going for.
What are you going for?
Like it reminds me of like
Being a teenager?
teenager. Yeah, and it makes me feel things. Like
my mom always has worn an anklet, so to me it's just regular.
It reminds you of an old lady.
No.
All right, I got some questions for you to pick from.
Reg.
My husband thinks I had an affair last night, but I didn't. What do I do? Am I being love bombed by my new boyfriend?
ooh, that one.
I'm not done yet.
Okay.
I was crying to my boyfriend and he hit me, but said it was my fault because he told me to stop talking. Is it my fault?
Not touching that one
Nope.
because
The
it's
middle.
not your fault. Done.
Middle.
Carry on.
All right.
Love bomb.
So this is a 29-year-old female and the new boyfriend is a 35-year-old male. I recently met a guy while traveling abroad last month. We spent 2 days together, which were amazing, and we video chatted every day when I got back. A few weeks later, he came to visit me in my country for 10 days. I like him, but there are a few things that don't seem right. He talks about our future and wanting me to move to his country as soon as possible. I've said no repeatedly. When he came to visit, he wanted to have a baby, and he thinks it will push us to be together physically sooner. He's very particular and critical. He criticizes my driving, says my flat isn't clean enough, spend too much money, and even the way I put on my shoes. He gets upset that I don't call him first. I was traveling for work a couple weeks ago, and I couldn't call as much, and he accused me of not wanting him anymore.
Oof. Goodbye.
If he wants us to do something and I don't, he won't take no for an answer, and he'll accuse me of not being interested. The 10-day trip he booked before I could confirm the days worked for me. I had to cancel plans. I had booked days off last minute, etc. Overall, we do get on well, but it feels like it's moving a bit fast, and the critical comments I really dislike. Does this look like love bombing to anyone else? How can I tell him to slow things down?
I don't see that as love bombing, but I see that as huge red flags.
Gargantuous.
Yeah.
Gargantuous.
I don't know. Maybe people have different definitions for love bombing. But I feel like love bombing would be just completely building her up and smothering her with niceties and love and da-da-da-da-da. But it
And
sounds
pretending
like
to be the best version. This guy's showing that he's not.
I mean, it's very clear. She should get out immediately.
Get out immediately.
That's all.
Get out immediately.
And
That's
done.
it. That is a done
I
and
don't
doneer.
think we need to talk about it anymore.
We really don't because
but-
she needs to get out.
I need to know if. Never mind.
What?
Nothing.
What?
I was just going to
Is he
ask.
hot?
Yeah.
What
Does he have a
look
beard
like?
and is he 6'3"?
Yeah. I was just going to ask if either of you have ever been love bombed, but then I realized
Of course.
obviously.
Yeah.
Have you?
Rob
you?
doesn't remember.
He doesn't remember.
Yeah, I have.
Have you? Do tell.
I've been love bombed.
I've never been love bombed.
Is it normally?
have.
Do you think it's normally?
I don't think I've accepted it. It's not like
You've been love bombed.
but I haven't been like into it.
Do you think love bombing's normally a man to a woman, or do you think it doesn't really matter?
No, I don't
No,
think
it
it matters.
goes both
I think
ways.
it goes both ways for sure. Because there's women that like
I've
show up
probably love
strong.
bombed. Just kidding.
Fucking
You definitely have.
1000%. Wait a minute. Let's go through this. Let's unravel this one.
I've told so many. I'm just kidding. Anyways,
I will say I don't think I've ever love bombed.
I don't think I have either.
I do not love bomb people.
Not people, but you probably have in your past. You've left bombs.
I mean,
Absolutely.
Hasn't everybody?
Without a doubt.
Because then she's like, meh, never mind.
Yeah. You take those quick, hard turns.
She does. She'll take a hard
I
right.
love you.
And she'll be like, oh,
Wait, who was that?
never mind. What are you?
I'm not saying anything.
Oh,
All right. Well,
That was that.
you heard her. She's not saying anything.
so we might as well stop.
Goodbye.
See ya.
Bye.